Hello, hello everyone! This is Chaff Command Coffee, back with another episode of Civilization 4 Realism Invictus. So, continuing with Mongolia, we come closer and closer to the technological point I will be satisfied to wage a great war. Oh yes, the great war for world domination. So, let's continue. We've still got to build up our cities a bit more. Right now, I'm very interested in saving up some gold, because we're going to need a lot of it. Oh yes. We will need a lot of gold to implement my plans. It will all be worth it. All this time we've spent securing our continent. It's going to be time well spent. Very soon. Very soon. Right, what do we like here? Let's see. An arena isn't a bad idea, I suppose. So, administration. Administration. Right. We can get quite a lot of different things. Quite a lot. We are getting a few naval techs. Well, astronomy into, we will need a few naval techs after that, but this has given us access to a number of pretty damn good buildings, particularly the mayor's office, which reduces maintenance by another 20%. Now that's going to be very useful to increase our overall... Oh, Sanchu's also converted to Islam. Excellent, let's build an Islamic community there. Why not? Gives an extra trade route. But yes. Now we can build mayor's offices, we can reduce our city maintenance even further. We're not too bothered about the research. Not going to lie, we're not actually too bothered about that. Not right now, no. No, and we're getting research very, very quickly. Very quickly. What we are interested in is production and great people. Production and great people is pretty much, in fact, I may even swap to manual right now. So let's start with Karakoram. Here we go, right. Right, let's just get all of our workers working on whatever they like. We don't want scientists, no. We want craftsmen, we want engineers. Here we are. Oh, and that will also set them back, right. Craftsman, engineer. Production. Veshbalik. Craftsman. In fact, we want to go production. Let's get more production. What are we going to have to cut off to do that? Probably these sea tiles. No, they'll need that to grow. I suppose in that case we'll have to cut off some of our commerce tiles. They don't produce quite as much food. Food is a bit of an issue here, actually. Shrinking in 101 turns. Right, let's just have it on a production focus. How about that? Over in Karakoram, what do we want to stop? So we can only remove 3 food worth of tiles. I think this is the highest production it can manage. Okay. That's the highest production Turfan can manage. Highest production of Alamanite. Oop, that was Old Sarai there. If we turn it off great people focus, it will automatically just go to production focus entirely. We're not too bothered about the great people, we're bothered about having very high production values wherever possible. And if that means they need to swap to craftsmen, and so be it. craftsmen are going to be very, very helpful. Right, and back to Karakorum. Excellent. Right, production is all we're bothered with right now. All we want is more and more production. We're not too bothered about our cities growing. Not really. Although, right, not a fishing docks. What would we want instead? Probably a library. No, actually, a fishing docks and a shipyard will actually let them use the water tiles quite nicely. And then a lighthouse. That'll boost the fishing boat. Then probably library, harbour, tax office, caravan house, trading post. Yeah, that seems good. Greetings, Chaff Command Coffee. The annoying Incans must be destroyed. No. You know who I think should be destroyed? I think the Aztecs should be destroyed. Because right now, I think the Aztecs are going to be one of our biggest threats. For sure. Right, let's get a mayor's office. Gondar, what would I like here? A library, How about a fishing docks? A shipyard and then a lighthouse. We want lots of shipyards. We're going to have to build quite a lot of ships. Axum has become healthy. Fair enough. Oh, because there's an epidemic affecting it. Well, I suppose that's one way of solving the health issues. Right, let's see. What do we want over here? Mayor's office wouldn't be too bad. We will worry about our ships later once we've got the ability to upgrade them. Mayor's office actually produces less than a toll house. Let's get a toll house, then the tax office, then the mayor's office, and then probably... I think I'm going to get the tailor first, which will keep its happiness very high. We have astronomy, which allows us to build observatories, which can further increase our science produced by a city. We cannot build Copernicus's observatory because I believe someone's already built it. I might be wrong there though, so we will check. Another blast furnace is good. Another blast furnace. Yes, we need blast furnaces. We are going to need lots of those. There's nothing else that can improve Alemanni's. Yeah, nothing that can improve Alemanni's health. So an observatory should be fine. Just trying to think. So it's key that we get everything set up. Very key indeed. Arsenal wouldn't be a bad idea. No, okay, that's fine. We love the despot. Indeed we do. Indeed we do. So either we have to focus on destroying the Americans or the Aztecs. Now I think the Aztecs are still more advanced. I would be much more interested in destroying the Aztecs. The Americans are a threat to us all. Please join us in wiping them out. Sorry, Rome, you're on your own. We'll worry about you later. You're not a threat right now. So we're on our way to getting navigation, which will allow us to trade over the sea, which will save us a lot of efforts in regarding keeping pirates at bay. We'll just be able to trade across the open sea. I don't think the pirates can currently just pirate longships. I don't think they can block all of the sea routes. Extra movement for water units enables trade on the ocean, and we can also build the Locha and the armored carrack, which is a world unit, so we can only get one of those. I may indeed build it. Maybe. A gur. You're quite unhealthy, so a gur would be a good idea. Right, now I think these... Can these cargo junks not upgrade to launchers? Might have to build a shipyard to be able to do that. I think they've already got a shipyard in this city. So they should be able to. After the mayor's office, probably get a tailor's. Maybe an arsenal after that. We'll see, we'll see. So we're now making 300 gold a turn. Oh yes. That's a nice amount of gold. But we need to save it. Technology is not our greatest concern right now. Although the observatories are nice. Gold is a big concern. We need to save up lots of gold. Because we will need to pay a large army if we are intent on conquering the world. A large army is what we're going to need. Let's get a barracks. We're going to need barracks everywhere. Oh yes. We need very experienced troops. An arena after that will help keep it happy. And in the meantime, just build things to reduce our maintenance, build things to increase our science. Science is still, of course, useful, but that's not our main. It's not our main focus for the time being. Let's give you guys a bit more of a planned build order. Let's see. Tailor would be good. Mayor's office would definitely be good. Probably a university and then an observatory, just for lack of better things to build there. Our two money buildings and then probably a mayor's office. That'll do for now. Bank. It's 9 extra gold to the treasury. Maybe after that. Print shop, an observatory, the mayor's office. I'm not sure if that's. Oh, actually, you haven't got much else you can build in Sanchu, so yes, a mayor's office it will be. Merchant Adventures is finished. So all of our plantations get extra gold, and now finally we can upgrade to the launcher. We can also build the trading company, but requires a harbour, requires 3 shipyards, and requires a bank. Huh. Pretty good. Pretty good. I'm thinking of the city that would benefit the most from that. Do we discover a source of gems? It looks like we discovered a source of gems there. I'm not sure when, but I think we did. Let's have those workers go back to Karakoram. We built that that precious metal mine, or precious gem mine, in less than a turn, which is not too bad. Not too bad. Let's get the lighthouse. They could work quite a lot of sea tiles here. Then a jeweler and the tailor. So these should now, yes, they can upgrade to launchers. We're going to have to build some more of those. Let's see, how many of those are we going to want to build? We've got 2 currently. It's 4, 6, 8, 10. That will allow us to transport 30 units. We're going to need a lot more than that, though. We want this war to be decisive. It can no longer be tolerated. We demand that you cancel your deals. The vile Incans. Sorry, we can't turn our back on them. In fact, I demand that you make peace with the Incans. Sure, kick a civilization when it's down. Yeah, that's right. You make peace with the Incans. Yeah. Keep us placated. Oh yeah, America. Make peace with Rome. Yeah, that's right. You make peace with Rome. I want the little nations to draw their ire for as long as possible, and causing peace now will give us an extra 10 turns to work with, which is good. Trading company. Interesting. Actually, not bad. It wouldn't be that bad in Old Sarai because they've got whales, they've got fur, and they've got wine. I think all 3 of those things apply to the trading company. 2% commerce with fur. wine, and Wales. Yeah. Through 6% more commerce and 50% foreign trade route yield. However, it's not that. They don't have many cottages to work. I think something like Alamanni would probably be the best place for that. Requires a bank. 11 commerce. Ningxia would get 10. Tiflis actually has extra trade routes, but it'll still only get 5 because it's quite a small city. Sanchu can't get it because it's not coastal, so I think Ningxia might be our best bet for the trading company, or Alamanni in fact. Yeah, one or the other, one or the other. Right, now finally we will get the Epic of King Gesar in Karakorum, which will allow us to... Ooh, actually, Forbidden Palace is a pretty good idea here. Right on the coast where we're going to invade the Aztecs. I think that's that actually might be the best place for the Forbidden Palace. But we will try and sort out some health issues that we have first. We'll sort it out. No, we're not turning our back on the Romans. Nope, not happening. Romans are our nice little trade partner. And we have succeeded in getting naval engineering, which allows us to get naval workshops. Consumes hemp, produces naval supplies. Yes, that is what we want. And a dry dock. Dry docks will improve the XP that our water units get. Or water units. Our naval ships, I should say. It'd be so silly. Right. Karakorum. After that, you need to build a naval workshop, which allows it to get another craftsman. Let's build over here. What would we like over here? Now, if we spread solar cult to all our lands, we could then reduce our maintenance. But I think what we need to do is start training steppe musketeers. We also build the Great Bombard and the Armoured Carrack. The Armoured Carrack actually wouldn't be that bad of an idea. Let's build the Armoured Carrack. We're going to need a strong naval ship to sort of front our fleet. And that is certainly a strong naval ship. Let's build the dry dock first, actually, because that will, I think that gives it extra experience. Yeah, we'll give it more experience. So that's a world unit, so that is something that exists in Realism Invictus. We haven't actually built one yet. So they're sort of like world wonders, but units, and you can only ever build one of them, and only one can be built in the entire world. But they're incredibly powerful for when they become available. So the Armoured Carrack is probably one of the best ships you can gain access to at this stage of the game. So we'll definitely get it if we can. We'll get the dry dock first, though, to try and improve its combat capabilities with some more experience. We have one worker that's currently just continuing to build roads. You know what I'd like you to do? I'd like you to get that sulfur mine online. I'll take you 7 turns, that's not too bad. Right, Rome. I'm currently giving them iron. Don't really feel like giving them anything else. And the Incans I'm also giving iron. Oh, we can open borders with them. Let's do that. Sure. Can you give us some world map as well? Sure, I'll give you 5 gold. In Rome, I would like world map from you. Aztecs, you're not going to give me world map, we just don't like you enough. Well, that's too bad. And America's not willing to give us world map. How about you give us pearls and incense? What do you want for this? Corn, cattle, crab, and gems. How about I don't give you gems, I give you hemp instead. Okay. That's fine. America's coming after the Aztecs. The Aztecs are the most advanced, and we need to knock them right out of the game. And we can't afford them to be hanging around too much longer. I think you'll build a dry dock after that. And I think this yard needs to build a dry dock before training with Launcher. Another war has been started. Theodore Roosevelt has declared war on the Romans. We'd love to, but you'll have to contact them. We'd love to, but you'll have to contact them. Well, I guess neither of them are willing to end the war just yet. So, we finished our naval supplies workshop, which will help us build our ships faster. And we want a lot of ships. We want a lot of ships. So we also finished the armored carrack. So we now have that available to us. What we would like now, some steppe musketeers. What we want to do with these steppe musketeers is infinitely train them. Infinitely train the steppe musketeers. Oh yes. Right, let's start rallying our fleet. Where would I like it? Probably on these fish. Just to protect them. Largest civilizations of the world. Chaff Commander Coffee, the glorious. I mean, we have 17 cities. We have twice the amount of cities as the American Empire. So I'm really not surprised there. War junks and Red Seal ships. War junks are pretty good. They can bombard city defenses and they inflict shore bombardment. So just like in the logistics system where different types of units in the same tile add different bonuses to each other, by having a fleet with shore bombardment next to a coast tile, also like for example if I had my fleet here next to this this town here and there were some enemies on it, they would receive the shore bombardment malus. So they would lose strength and first strikes and that kind of thing because my fleet was active there. So we're definitely going to want to build some of those ships. Not all the way in Turfan because that will take far too long to get around to our base. I think what we want Turfan to do is to build some more musketeers. Yeah. Might as well get the observatory. No reason to ignore our science just yet. I mean, we don't want to focus on it as much. We're not too bothered by it, but shouldn't ignore it. Still shouldn't ignore it. Right, let's have... Funnily enough, the Armoured Carrack can upgrade to the Red Seal ship, but the Armoured Carrack gets so many extra bonuses. 50% coast strength, which is pretty crazy. I'd rather not upgrade it, because it's actually going to be stronger than the Red Seal ship that it could upgrade to. So our capital is now done. We're going to get some Asian light infantry. I think we're going to want... Now here's the thing. I need to plan what my army is going to be made of. The mobile trebuchet is actually better than the Asian bombard. We can build 6 of those. So if I built 2 for each army... Build an arena. Oh wow, okay. Plenty of buildings. Plenty of buildings that need to get done. Double city square. Right. Steppe musketeers. We need to give them land tactics. And then, let's take a look. The Aztecs do have musketeers. In fact, they've got a pretty much gunpowder army. So we're going to promote for pinch, because that will increase our strength, versus musket-armed units. I'd like this worker to come back to the capital. So, we can get 6 mobile trebuchet. What I'm going to do is have Sanchu is going to build a siege workshop, and then build all 6 of our mobile trebuchet. We may as well use them, because they're quite good. They are pretty damn good. So we will use the mobile trebuchets, even though it's the Renaissance. They're still pretty good siege weapons. What we are going to need to do is we're going to have 2 mobile trebuchets in each army. I think our land logistics is currently 9, then 12, and then 15. So if we were to put 2 trebuchets, we could have 10 other units, which means we could have, for example, 2 light infantry, 2 cuirassiers, the 2 trebuchets, and then 6 musketeers. I think that's a solid force. So we're going to want to build 6 Asian light infantry. And this is just for our naval invasion. We're not going to stop training units, but we just need to have our armies as efficient as we can make them to start with. Beshbilik is going to train our steppe cuirassiers. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6. And every other city is going to be just set to building as many steppe musketeers as they can. Now there's a very good reason we've been saving up this gold. We can hurry units, and they are very expensive. It can be 2,000 gold for certain units. So upon pacifying the Aztec lands, if we need more men, we can hurry a lot of them. So we'll be able to reinforce our armies on the front line with gold. Because gold buys everything, from soldiers to buildings to empires. Gold will be buying us, or at least fueling us, our invasion of their empire. I'm also tempted to upgrade all these Asian levy into irregulars, because at least they have more defense then. But we're going to be on the attack, that's the thing. So I'm not that bothered. Now, the Asian light infantry, they're our recon units, but I still want to give them land tactics. Still want to give them that. Let's start rallying one army here. We just discovered scientific experiment, which allows us to build Leonardo's workshop. One production to workshop in all cities. That's actually pretty good. I quite like that. Let's build Leonardo's workshop. We'll just build it over here. As far as I'm concerned, it doesn't make much of a difference where I build it, as long as I own it. So we'll build it here, in Agilis. Agilis has some health problems, but we can't fix those, so we'll not worry about it. We will not worry about that. Now, we are going to need some Red Seal ships. No, not Red Seal ships. We're going to need, what are they? High Seas junks? Is that what they are? Red Seal ships? Replace a sloop. I don't think that's what we wanted. Build an arsenal, because then you can start building musketeers. We need to rally our forces in the south. Oh no, our copper mine got destroyed. Now that's really bad because our bronzesmith will stop working. But do we even use bronze anymore? That's a good question. Do we actually use bronze anymore? I'm not sure. Well, our bronzesmith has stopped working, and that does reduce our number of craftsmen we can have. So we are going to get that mine up as soon as we can. Get that mine back online. I think New Sarai is going to build a dry dock in preparation of building more ships. You're going to become unhealthy pretty soon, I imagine, so a levy would not be the worst thing in the world. Or levy. Levy. So the mine got finished pretty much instantly, so we have so many workers, so they're just not busy right now. And we've finished the Steppe Cuirassier. Have I gone way over 50 turns? I think I've gone way over 50 turns. I'm just trying to remember what turn. Yeah, we probably have. Well, I'm getting far too into it, obviously. I hope you guys don't mind. The episode's not going to be too long, I hope. But yeah, I really want to build the Mongolian armies. It's been far too long since we had a war. I'm going to upgrade the Cuirassiers with withdrawal chance, because if we get born in the saddle plus 2 upgrades of withdrawal chance, it gives our Cuirassiers a total of 50% withdrawal chance, which means we can attack. We basically can coin toss our cavalry at our opponents, and if we win the coin toss, then we don't lose anything, and they just take damage. So it's basically a win-win situation either way. Oh dear, Humay's been captured by the Americans. Well, that's a damn shame. Maybe the Romans should build more Praetorians. That's what they should do. And if they can't build more Praetorians, then, well, they just messed up. Because Rome should have lots and lots of Praetorians. And not having Praetorians is going to be their downfall. Let's get another arsenal. Get another barracks over here in Otrar. We don't even have a barracks. And aha, so we've got our mobile trebuchet. We could upgrade them with siege engineering. They already have siege engineering 3, so I'm not sure why I would do that. But what we can do instead is give them extra city attack, because these mobile trebuchet already have 60% bonus. So that brings them to 80%, which is pretty solid. 80% brings them up to almost 10 strength. They won't really beat musketeers by attacking the city, but they will give them a pretty solid kick to the teeth. Now, if we've got 12 units in each stack, that means we're going to want 4 ships to transport every army. So we're going to need to build another. We've got another 1 launcher being built here, and then another 2. Alaman, I can build 2 more launchers before it builds the mayor's office. And then we'll have our transport fleet ready. But just having a transport fleet is not enough. We need a defensive fleet to actually protect our army as we make the crossing to the Aztec lands. As you can see, we're now 2 times stronger than the Aztecs, and it won't stop there. America may end up being our biggest threat, really, but I don't think technologically they are. It's more of a case of their size of their empire is actually a bit more worrisome. Not that it worries me. I'm not worried at all by the Americans. I think we'll have absolutely no problems defeating them. And here's where they absolutely trash me, which would be an issue. Right, let's get the arsenal. We need to get more buildings ready to train units. I think a dry dock down here to get some more ships would be a good idea as well. So we've got our transport fleet there. That's our first transport fleet. These can all just upgrade to, is that Chisongs? Chisongs, Quisong? I'm pretty sure it's Chisong, but I don't speak Chinese, so I'm afraid I can't help with that. Yeah, they can't enter the ocean. They've got 6 strength, though. Let's upgrade all of these ships to Chisongs. It only costs 10... Oh, okay, the cost is scaling up as we get more of them. That's fine. I think we will need to leave 1 ship here to fog bust, but the rest can move along. Actually, no, our cultural borders are quite large now. I don't think we even need to. And we got physics. We have invented physics. We can get yeah, Renaissance. Or are we in the Enlightenment era? We're not quite in the Enlightenment era yet, so we do get Renaissance technologies if we get a great scientist. I'm not sure when we'll get a great scientist, but we could get one. I'm not actually worried about barbarians now, no, because we're making the final game, the sort of game steps. We're calling check on the Aztecs, and if we're going to do that, we need enough ships in position to really ruin them. Now, I think it wasn't the Red Seal ships that got... Right, is this a full army? I think they're missing 1 musketeer and 1 cuirassier. So, yeah, we won't just yet put them on the ships. Let's get some more transport ships down here. So we're really building up our forces on the Aztec borders. They must be worried now. They better be worried, because here comes the Mongolians. We haven't fought a war in a while though, so I hope we're not too rusty. A mayor's office, yeah, that will reduce your maintenance quite a lot. Let's get an arsenal. We're going to have to train more units from all of our cities, really. All of our cities are going to need more units. I'll split up my fleet and potentially train more combat ships if necessary. So we've got a musketeer. Let's see, we've still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're missing 1 musketeer, and one of them did just arrive here, so we'll move them there. Ministry of Science and Technologies. A free library in every city. Well, we've built libraries everywhere, so I'm not really that bothered about that. Let's just get more steppe musketeers. That's more preferable, actually. There's our fleet there. And there's the steppe cuirassier. So we've got our first army. Let's get that on the ships. Oh yes. The Mongolians are coming. Haha. You better be ready. You better be ready. Right, so we've got another unit finished here. We could bring along the Nafatuns, actually. They do cause collateral damage. It's only 20%, but still something. No, I think we're going to build steppe musketeers. I think that's what we're going to do. Red Seal ships. They're not really our bombard ships, are they? No. Let's get a university here. I still want to have access to the science buildings. In case this doesn't work, I have high hopes. I have very high hopes in the Mongolian army. I think the Mongolian army, although it may be slightly out of practice, we have strong military roots, having fought off barbarians and obviously the Ethiopians very early on in the game. We do have that military heritage that we are hearkening back to in our sort of glory days from our Renaissance golden era, and we should make use of that. Yes, we should make use of our people's eagerness to fight. Let's see, we can get some. Aha! So the capital is finished. Building light infantry, so we should now be building a lot more steppe musketeers. Steppe musketeers everywhere. Whilst our original invasion force will be very efficient, or as efficient as we can manage it, the armies that precede it will mostly be chaff. Simply because it's much easier for me to manage. It's not necessarily very efficient, but if you throw more bodies at something, you will generally find you are successful. I'm actually going to cut 2 cuirassiers off there and just build them in the capital, because that will be a bit faster. It will be a lot faster, actually. So we'll do that. Okay, those ships are now ready to receive units. Let's get an arsenal into Briz. Now hopefully the Aztecs aren't also building up an army to deal with us. And we just researched microscopes. So what can we get with that? Germ theory, the national park, and what else can we build? There was something else. The anatomic atlas, which is a national wonder. 1 health in all cities. You know what? That sounds pretty good. Might take a while to build, but we'll get it, and we'll also get the germ theory because that reduces the chance of epidemics, which is great. So we'll definitely get that. All right, let's keep our armies building up. The Romans are a threat to us all. No, they're not. They're not. They have 1 city left. Come on, America, you can manage that. I know you're quite good at war. You've won quite a few wars in your time, being a young nation. You have proven yourselves to be quite successful at warfare. So let's not call in the Mongolians for aid. I think you can manage it by yourselves. Right. Keep getting those musketeers, bringing them to the front line. Right, I think that is our fleet more or less ready there. So what I'm going to do is now try and split them up. Let's see. Let's have those ships move on to there. Those ships move on to there, and these ships move on to here. Oh, there's another one. Right, so our fleets are now prepared. I don't think we'll need too many defensive ships, because I don't think the Aztecs have invested much into a navy. They could have, and I could be completely underestimating them, but I don't think they have. We need another cuirassier and 3 more musketeers here. You have just finished your arsenal. Get a dry dock, because we may need to build more ships, especially to invade the Americas. Let's see. In fact, it might be a good idea to... Oh, a farm got destroyed. Oh, that's a shame. Let's get our workers to go rebuild that instantaneously. I think what we're going to do is we're going to train another, let's say, 4 launchers, and have them transport 12 musketeers to wipe Rome out, because if we can capture Rome's last city before the Americans, we'll have a nice staging ground for a land-based invasion as opposed to a naval one. And obviously naval invasions are much harder. You have to find the right places to actually dock off and assault your opponent from there. otherwise it'll be a complete mess. Now these 3 musketeers are actually over here already, so that gives us a full army there. Let's put them in the ships. Tavern, sure. Taverns are always nice. Or a pinch. So we're getting close to having our army prepared. And we're also getting close to the end of the episode, so hopefully you're on the edge of your seats, you're ready for this, because war is coming, and it's going to be coming as a great storm. The Mongolians will descend upon the world with their modern armies and modern tactics. Well, modern for the time period. No, actually not modern for the time period. We're using Fusiliers in 1858. But considering where everyone else is in the game, you know. Cool, so we've now discovered medicine. Perfect. This gives us higher urban logistics, leads to farming mechanization, and we can build all these lovely health buildings, which we will probably need to make sure our people don't die, which they've been doing quite a lot of recently. Let's get antisepsis, and over here we will grab Ministry of, no, not Ministry of Healthcare, which gives a free aqueduct, which is a bit odd. We'll get anesthesia. These are national wonders, by the way. That's why I'm building them, because they give health to all cities and that kind of thing. Oh, we can now get medic promotions as well. Yeah, that's one thing Realism Invictus does change. It takes that long for you to get medic promotions. Because it just wasn't a thing in warfare. Like, people's understanding of medicine was just so appalling that it didn't really occur to them how to... I mean, mind you, the Arabians were pretty advanced with their medicine at the times. And I think also the Byzantine Empire basically invented the cure to the Black Death, but then didn't actually clock that it worked. Which was quite funny, really. But there's a few examples of nations having quite advanced... Ooh, send assistance. I mean, we have so much gold that, yeah, we can do that. Yeah, there's quite a few nations that were quite advanced with their medicine for the time periods that they were in, but those are sort of fringe cases in the most part. Let's see, let's give you a pinch. I think we need to bring you over here, because I think I've got enough musketeers moving to the east. I'm going to just try get an army of 12 musketeers here, see if we can... don't think we'll need to bombard the defences of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yep. So next turn, we'll board the ships, and that's the end of the episode. That is quite literally the end of the episode there. 4 turns over. I know it's 4 turns over, I'm very sorry, but I had to have it ready. I had to have all of this prepared for the next time. Because it's too close. It's too close. And I know you guys are probably waiting for a war. It's been a long time since Mongolia was at war. But regardless, we've got a large stock of gold, so we can buy units on the front line. We can effectively get a lot of mercenaries as we attack these nations that oppose us still. We're not quite up to the Aztec level of technology, but I don't think they're ready for a full naval invasion. And we could potentially knock 3 of their cities out very, very quickly, which would completely cripple them. We could take their capital. One of their cities that has 3 is the city of 3 religions. It's a triple holy city. And this is probably one of their best trading cities, aside from possibly Teotihuacan. Which would actually be quite a strategic location to hold, and it will also be a complete bastard to attack because there's only one way in either side. So yeah, Cuzco's having a revolt, a 22-turn revolt. Wow, I guess that must be an Incan revolt, and the Incans are trying to get their land back. Could you give me some map? I would like to quickly just trade map before I end the episode, just so I can see how everybody's doing. You know. I won't demand things from them, because if I demand things from the Aztecs, then I'll not be able to attack them. However, Theodore Roosevelt is willing to give us some trade. What do you want for this? 2,000 gold to make peace with Augustus Kaiser. Yeah, I accept your offer. Stop fighting Rome. I want Rome. Right. There we have it. Everything's set up. And once we get our health problems under control, I think we can start growing our cities again at a bit more of an acceptable pace. Mechanized farming would help a lot as well. Because right now we don't have any mechanized farming. That would allow our cities to become something truly spectacular and really churn units out at a quite ridiculous pace, actually. But that can all wait for another episode. So, it's been me, Chaff Commander Coffee. Thanks for watching and putting up with me getting overzealous. That's just how I am when I play Civilization sometimes, but there you have it. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.